we're back with biology, paper 2. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. So my grade on the first paper was 56 out of 100. Better than 50%, I guess. That's something. I suppose that's not terrible. But it's not something I would have been happy with as a kid. Alright, anyway. Let's just get this subject over and done with so I can move on to the even worse subjects. Chemistry, oh my god, I am dreading chemistry. I mean, I like chemistry, it's just it's way more, I don't know, memorization of stuff that you don't really... Biology comes into play in your everyday life, but chemistry, not so much. Alright, so tablet for this. Paper 2. Candidate 2. E X and I forgot to set up the timer again. All right then. All right, I probably won't need the tablet. Let's unplug that. All right. Turn that off. Alright, so 1 hour 45, but I probably won't use anywhere near that much. Ruler, calculator, blah blah. Pen works. Okay. Let's begin. The nucleus of a cell contains DNA. Name the structures inside the cell nucleus that contain DNA. Chromosomes, right? Not genes. Well, chromosomes are made up of chromosomes. DNA molecule. Name the part of the DNA molecule labeled X. So the circles are the phosphates. I have no idea. So what does it stand for? It stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Does that give us a clue? Deoxy... Don't know. What type of substances are labeled A, C, G, and T? Type of substances. What do you mean type? I know they stand for, like, I don't know, adenosine or something. Type? I don't know. I don't even remember. I mean, I remember learning about DNA, but this is a bit more in depth than I remember. 4 of the substances you named in question 1.3 are not labeled in part Y of 2. Well, I didn't. Label each of these substances with the correct letter A, C, G, or T. Use information from other parts of figure 2 to help you. Well, I know that C always goes with G, T always goes with A, so it's going to be G, Just that's a G, okay? T goes with A. Well, it's just these ones, so it's going to be like this. Okay, what is happening to the DNA in part Z of figure 2? This is mitosis, isn't it? Replication. A gene is a length of DNA. What type of substance does a gene code for? Do you mean substance? I don't know. What type of substance does it code for? Don't know. Protein? I don't know. Protein is a thing in biology. Most human body cells contain 6 times 10 to the minus 12 grams of DNA. What mass of DNA will a human sperm cell contain? Half. Because you get half from the sperm, half from the egg, and together they make. So it's 3 times. I hope that's the answer, because that's makes sense. What is the name of the type of cell division that produces sperm cells? Meiosis. I remember that. Alright, a student investigated the effect of temperature on the decay of milk. Hello, the Full Fox. Now, if this is a speed run, are you going to be using any glitches to beat it faster? Oh, would that I could. If you see any glitches, by all means, let me know. I would totally have used them back in school. Okay, so we set up the apparatus shown in figure 3 with the milk at 20 degrees. Record the pH over 5 days using the computer. Repeat with another batch of fresh milk at 25. How could the student keep the milk at a constant temperature for 5 days? Put it in a use a thermostat, but I mean, I don't know. Keep the room at a fixed temperature? No, that's can't really. I'm trying to think of a piece of equipment that would keep it at a steady temperature. I don't actually know. Let's just say thermostat, but this doesn't make any sense. I mean, a thermostat just controls a heater or something. Give one variable the student should keep constant. Do not refer to temperature in your answer. One variable that should be kept constant. The temperature. If you can shrink yourself down to subatomic size, you might be able to time travel, or at least create parallel universes. I mean, what's that got to do with your size? I don't know enough about subatomic physics. I don't see why me being small would let you time travel any more than if you're big. What else would they keep constant? The amount of milk, I guess. Keep the amount of milk constant. I mean, that's not hard to do. Just don't take any out. Don't put any in. I don't know. Alright, shows the students' results for the milk at 20 degrees. Okay, so the pH is going down. So it's becoming more acidic. So we got time in days 5. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. Time in days. So 0, it's 6.7. 1, it's still 6.7. 2, 6.3. 3, 5.3. 4, 4.6. 5, 4.4. Alright, well, I'll try and draw a line of best fit. Oh, that was really good. Look at that line of best fit. Oh, I'm proud of that. It's theoretical physics, which I'm very bad at. Me too. I mean, I can do theoretical computer science, but not theoretical physics. Data you plotted obtained at 20. Sketch a line on figure 4 to show the results you would expect at 25. At 25, what would we expect? If it's warmer, then bacteria would replicate faster, right? So it still start at the same temperature. But then the pH would drop faster because more bacteria, more lactic acid or whatever. So like that, I would imagine. 25. Oh, I have to put the degrees Celsius. Okay. All right. Oops. Okay, human body temperature is controlled with very narrow limits. Scientists investigated the effect of drinking ice cold water on internal body temperature and the rate of sweating. This is the method used. Sit a person inside a room kept at a constant temperature of 25 degrees. Measure their internal body temperature near the brain? How do you do that? Do you just measure, do they just mean the mouth? Measure the person's rate of sweating. After 20 minutes, give the person 500 centimeters cubed of ice cold water to drink. Okay. Give the reason why the person should not move in the investigation. Moving would cause muscle cells to muscles to, what exactly is the terminology here? Moving would cause muscles to activate, which would result in increased respiration and which gives off heat. that would affect the temperature. Okay, so at this point they drink the ice cold water. Their body temperature drops down. And then goes back up. Okay. Rate of sweating goes down, goes up. Makes sense. What is this person's normal internal body temperature? Well, it's always going to be... Okay, it looks like 37.4. Explain why the temperature near the brain decreased. If it's just looking for keywords, you could probably just copy and paste something vaguely related and be fine. I mean, there's a truth to that. Yeah, you can just write down lots of keywords and you might get the marks. They do actually say in the mark scheme, like if they said this word or this word, give them a mark. Explain why the temperature near the brain decreased. Because the ice literally draws heat out of your body, doesn't it? Ice draws heat out of the body, in particular the mouth and areas near the brain, in order to melt. This decreases the temperature. It's just as simple as that, isn't it? How does the thermoregulatory center send information to sweat glands in the skin? I don't know. I think it releases a hormone. What is it, ADP or something like that? Let's just say that. Releases the hormone ADP, which acts as a signal to the sweat glands to activate. Is it ADP? Well, there's all kinds of abbreviations. Antidiuretic. No, was it ADH? Antidiuretic hormone? No, it's not ADH. I think it's ADP. Oh, I don't know. The rate of sweating changes between 34 minutes and 36 minutes. Explain how this change helps to maintain the person's normal body temperature. 24 to 36. So that's... Hang on, their sweating is going down. So wouldn't it... reduce the amount of ADP it's releasing? Let's just be a bit more vague here. Okay, so the sweating goes down. When the body is colder, sweating decreases. Sweat will generally evaporate, which uses heat from the skin to complete the evaporation. Reducing sweat will reduce this effect, meaning the skin retains its heat, right? Okay. Skin appears red. What causes skin to appear red? I think it's blood vessels moving closer to the skin surface. No. Yes. Why? No. It goes red when you're hot. Oh, during exercise, yeah. When you heat up, the blood vessels move closer to the skin because then it's easier for them to release heat to the surrounding air because they're closer to the skin. Yeah. And that lets you cool down faster. Okay, I think I did well on that chapter. Alright, decay occurs in a compost heap. Figure 7 shows a compost heap. 6 marks! Describe how microorganisms in the layers of soil help to recycle chemicals in dead plants. How the chemicals are used again by living plants. I mean, I don't know what to say that's worth 6 marks here. God. How microorganisms in the layers of soil Okay, bacteria in the soil consumes dead plant material and what? It produces water and carbon dioxide. So what actually? How does it get recycled? I don't remember. I don't remember how compost even works. What? Okay. They must produce some output which plants can eat again. Hello, Ku. How goes biology? Not well. Well, actually, better than the previous papers so far, but now I have no idea what to. Now the question is to describe how a compost works. And it's worth 6 marks. I don't know what to say. Bacteria in the soil consumes dead plant material. That much I know. Recycle chemicals. So bacteria do respiration. Respiration takes sugars and oxygen and produces carbon dioxide and water. Well, that's not much use. What else do they produce? Like nitrates? I don't know. Or maybe the bacteria themselves die, and that dead matter is then... Alright, I have no idea. I've not really thought about this. So when you make compost, what do you actually end up with? Just end up with dead bacteria, don't you? Is that the... It says no backseating, so I suppose I'm not meant to go... Yeah, it's just supposed to be my answers to this. Alright, I'm just going to say the bacteria themselves die as part of respiration. When the bacteria bacteria. You made silver. Nice. So where are you in the Silver League? When the bacteria dies, it leaves behind matter. This... There must be some other chemical that they produce that I forgot about. This matter can be consumed again by plants as a source of... What do plants even eat? Nutrients. Just arbitrary nutrients, I don't know which ones. That is not worth 6 marks, it's probably not even worth 2. That's all I can think of. I don't know where the other marks come from, naming specific processes and stuff. Ugh, look, mocking me with even more lines. The growth of daisy plants on a lawn is affected by biotic factors and by abiotic factors. I don't even remember that term, biotic. What could it mean? Let's see. Okay, biotic is probably to do with organisms, and abiotic will be stuff like the weather and stuff. So I would say nitrates in the soil. Not organisms. Alright, rabbits eating the plants, that sounds biotic. Shading by building, abiotic. Soil pH, abiotic. Temperature, abiotic. Trampling by people, biotic. Nitrates in the soil. Let's go with abiotic. Student estimates the number of daisy plants growing on the lawn. Places a quadrat at 10 different positions on the lawn. The quadrat measures 50 by 50 centimeters. So it's like this. The student counts the number of daisy plants in each quadrat. How should the student decide where to place the quadrat? Just space them out. the student should attempt to space out the locations so that an average can be obtained across the whole lawn and so that the data isn't skewed by areas of low or excessive daisy growth. I should say randomly. If he tries to locate daisies and put the quadrat there, that's cheating because you're not getting the average. Well, I don't know. Alright. The mean number of daisy plants in each quadrat is 6. Calculate the number of daisy plants on the lawn. 6 marks? Well, I should be able to get this. Okay, what? So area. Okay, let's say area of lawn. So this is a trigonometry question. Area of lawn is. Okay, hang on. Area of lawn equals. So we've got 10 by 16 over 2, 10 by 16 over 2, but okay, fine, was 80. Well, that's garden, let's say garden, that's the area of the garden. Garden. Area of paved area equals, what was it, 3 by 6 equals 18. Okay. So area of lawn equals 18 minus 18 equals 62. Area of quadrat equals 0.5, yeah, 0.5. 0.5 squared equals 0.025. No, 0.25. Number of quadrats that make up the lawn equals 62 divided by 0.25 equals 248. Number of daisies equals 6 average times 248 quadrants equals, let's see, 6 times 248, 1488. To 3 significant figures, okay. Using the mean from this investigation to calculate the number of daisy plants in the lawn may not be accurate. Give 2 reasons why. What's more accurate than not using the mean? What do they mean? It depends where he placed the quadrats. If you follow my instructions here, then it's not that bad, is it? Okay. I don't know. Daisies may not be uniformly distributed. Some quadrats might have had an abnormally low number of daisies, which is not reflective of the true average. But that's what you take the average for, to try to avoid. Give 2 reasons why. Using the mean from this. Oh. Let's say some parts of the lawn. What else? I reckon near the paved area or near the edges of the lawn, there's not going to be many daisies because it's not much growth there, not much lawn. But that's just the same point again. I can't think of any other reason. It's just that is the reason that average is not always perfect. It's an average. Let's just say quadrats near the edge of the lawn or paved area may not have many daisies as it is harder for them to grow there. I don't know. Reflex actions are coordinated by the nervous system. What is meant by the term reflex action? Reflex actions are those that initiate an immediate response by sending a signal directly to and from the spinal cord without being processed by the brain itself, I think, which would take longer. Example, the classic example is retracting hand when touching a hot object. Oh, look at that. A woman's hand accidentally touches a hot object. The woman moves her hand away rapidly. Describe how the woman's nervous system coordinates the reflex action. Well, this is what I just said, but now it's 6 marks. Okay, so they want us to say all kinds of terminology. All right, I can do this. Sensors in the skin detect the hot object and send a signal to the spinal cord via sensor neurons. I don't know. Is that how you spell neurons? And then a signal sent back. The spinal cord sends a signal back to the motor neurons, which causes immediate contraction of the muscles in the arm, causing the reflex action of tracting the hat. That's not 6 marks, but I don't know what else to say. Also, I don't think it's double N here. Alright, that's all I can say. The endocrine system coordinates many internal functions of the body. Give 3 ways coordination by the endocrine system is different from coordination by the nervous system. Endocrine, so that's like hormones, right? And 3 ways, I can't really decide on 1 way. Homeostasis. Hormones are used to regulate or maintain internal stability by compensating for environmental changes, e.g. heat. No, it's asking us... No, this is not the question. It's asking us to say how it's different from coordination by the nervous system. Okay, signals are sent chemically rather than electrically, i.e. via hormones. The spinal cord is not involved. Maybe? Coordination by the endocrine system is slower than that of the nervous system. I'm just guessing here. Alright, describe how hormones control the menstrual cycle. 5 marks. Okay, what is the hormone? It's not, is estrogen, but that's not what triggers the. I mean, estrogen is always present. Is there a different hormone which triggers the release of the? Okay, let's write something. So let's say high levels of estrogen trigger the release of an egg from the ovaries into the fallopian tube. I don't know if that's true. But then what happens? Then immediately a chemical is released to stop. No, it's not estrogen. A chemical is then released to stop any other eggs from being released. Just say a hormone is released which prevents any further egg release. When the I don't think we're meant to describe the menstrual cycle here. I think we're just supposed to talk about the hormones. I don't know. When the egg reaches the what is it called? The womb. But that's womb without fertilization. Menstruation occurs and the egg is evacuated. In blood. But I've not talked about hormones. This activity releases some other hormones. If I can't name the hormones, then I can't really describe anything here. This activity changes the hormone levels. Let's just say that. I don't know. The food web contains several food chains. Alright, so we got algae, which is eaten by krill and herring, and copepod is eaten by comb jelly and squid. A human eats krill and mackerel and herring. Why not squid? Well, okay, squid is eaten by mackerel, okay. And cormorant eats the squid and the mackerel. Cool! The animals get their energy by eating other organisms. Describe how the algae get energy. How do algae get energy? It's not from the sun, because there's no sun down in the deep water, is there? Or is there? No. It's really dark. But what color is algae? It's green normally, isn't it? But you can get pink algae. Which is why flamingos are pink. Because they eat the pink algae. I don't know. How algae get energy? It might be from the sun. Or is it just nutrients in the... No. And this might be completely wrong, but... Algae photosynthesize... Do they? Which uses solar energy to produce sugars, which can then be broken via respiration to release energy. I think they would have to get their energy from the sun. Because the sun is always the bottom of the food chain. Everything stems from the sun. Otherwise, there's no entry of energy into Earth. It all comes from the sun. So yeah, let's go with that. Name one primary consumer. Primary consumer. So one level up, like krill? I don't know. Krill. One producer. Algae? It lives to serve. The different food chains in Figure 9 have different numbers of organisms. Complete Figure 10 to show a food chain in Figure 9 with 5 organisms, including the human. 5 organisms. So algae, copepod, comb jelly, squid, mackerel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Human, no. We need 4 before human. Okay. Krill, squid. Algae, krill, squid, mackerel, human. Algae. Krill. Squid. Mackerel. Algae, krill, squid, mackerel, human. Okay. Figure 9 shows that mackerel eat krill and squid. The biomass of mackerel is much less than the combined biomass of krill and squid. One reason for this is that the mackerel cannot digest all parts of the krill and squid. Give 2 other reasons. Isn't that reason enough? I mean... Why... What does that sentence mean, though? Because... it depends how many mackerel and how many squid. It's like, what? That is just arbitrary. Are they saying that the biomass of mackerel is much less than all the all the stuff it eats. Well, yeah, because you only... Okay, it cannot digest all parts of the krill and squid. But even the parts that it does digest, it doesn't... Not all digested matter is used by the digestive system, but is kept in the macro, because that's why you defecate, right? So not all digestive matter. The nutrients are extracted and the rest is excreted. I mean, that's... We are less than the sum of everything we eat. Not all that matter goes into our growth. What else? I mean, that's the reason, really. Why would you expect... anything else? Like, let's just say water makes up most of the biomass. Alright. No, but does biomass specifically mean without the water? I don't know. Biomass of adult herring in the North Sea has changed between 1950 and 2010. Calculate the percentage decrease in the biomass of herring between 1960 and 1977. So 1960 is here. So we've got 2.3. 1977. Zero 0.1. Okay, so we want... So it's 2.2 divided by 2.3. That's the decrease. That's 0.957. .957. Where does 4 marks come from? So that's 96%. There's no catch to this. I've marked the... Okay, let's just make it clear that I've actually checked the graph. Okay, 1960 to 1977. I've marked the numbers here. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say. Oh, 96. Nearest whole number. Too many herring were caught by fishermen between 1960 and 1977. Laws have been introduced to help conserve herring. Banned in the North Sea. Control of mesh size of fishing nets to avoid catching the small herring. That's good. Fishing quotas. Abandoned breeding grounds. Evaluate the effect of these laws on the conservation of herring stocks. Figure 11 and figure 12. Okay. 6 marks. Alright, start with banning herring fishing in the North Sea. 1977 to 1981. 1977 to 1981. So there's only that section there. That's quite small, so you can't really draw many conclusions from that. But then there is an increase, so let's from 1977 to 1981, there is a rapid increase in herring population. So let's say the first law appears to have been effective in allowing the population to increase again. All right, 1984 to present day. (1984). So here. But it doesn't look like anything changed from 1984. It was already on an increase from 1981. But the thing is, the ban, it looks like it only went until 1981. Not to present day. So I would say there's not much evidence that the second law has done anything. Control of mesh size of fishing nets. But then the problem is all these things are present simultaneously. So how are you supposed to evaluate them individually? 84, 97, 98. 98. So those spots. Herring can live up to 12 years and begin to reproduce when 3 to 4 years old. So you would expect a lag of about 3 to 4 years after the second law, at which point you'd actually notice something. Because you avoid catching the small fish, but they still have to grow up before they can reproduce. So you would expect maybe about 3 years before you notice anything. I don't know what to say here. What happened in 1995? Nothing. If I were being realistic here, I would say you can't tell anything from this data about what laws. Maybe 1977 to 1981 you can, because there's clearly an increase, but everything else is, you can't actually draw any conclusions. I'll come back to this question. Sickle cell anemia is an inherited condition that affects red blood cells, caused by mutation in the gene for hemoglobin, red pigment found in red blood cells. A person who is homozygous for the normal hemoglobin allele, HA, produces normal red blood cells. A person who is homozygous for the mutated allele produces red blood cells with abnormal hemoglobin, have an altered shape, has sickle cell anemia, and becomes ill. A person who is heterozygous has both normal and abnormal hemoglobin, a sickle cell trait, is generally healthy but can become ill in certain circumstances. Okay. Give the reason why a mutation in gene coding for hemoglobin could be harmful. Because it says altered shape. Okay. Maybe we have to explain why altered shape is a problem. Why would altered shape matter? Because I don't know. The mutation could lead to altered shape of red blood cells. Why is this harmful? What's the point of the shape? Surface area is altered. What do red blood cells even do? They carry oxygen. So altered shape would affect the surface area of the cell, making it harder to transfer oxygen and distribute it throughout the body. Is that okay? So those collapsed ones are the calculate the proportion of cells in figure 13 that have an altered shape. Okay, how many cells do we have altogether? 1. They almost look like sickles in it. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that's the reason why it's called sickle cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we've got 17 altogether. 17 cells altogether. How do I don't have to do this, just 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 sickles. Four altered shape cells. So proportion equals 4 out of 17. Do they want it as a fraction? Percentage, maybe. 23.5%. All right, inheritance of sickle cell anemia in one family. So if it's black, they have full-on anemia. If it's gray, they have one allele. Okay. Persons 8 and 9 in figure 14 are expecting a second child. Okay. Determine the probability that the child will be a girl with a sickle cell trait. You should... Is it that complicated? Isn't it just... So the fact that they have a child is irrelevant. Okay, so we've got an unaffected male. And we've got a female with the sickle cell trait, which means... She has one mutated allele, one normal one, right? What was the question? Sickle cell trait. So it's half, isn't it? 50%? Because there's 50% chance that the female will give her mutated allele instead of the non-mutated one. Why is this 5 marks? And what is all this? What's a Punnett square diagram? Well, I think I know the answer. I think it's 50%. But why do I have to do all this? Okay. Alright, fine. I'll draw a diagram. I don't know what Punnett square is. Oh, I know what Punnett square is. So I think you do it like this. And then you say... So we've got we've got HA, which is normal, and HS, which is mutated. So female has HA. This reminds me of a situation here in Thailand with thalassemia, which is a blood disease. In the northeast of Thailand, thalassemia is very common, and it's actually quite a big problem. And I've had a friend here who told me that her doctor recommended her not to produce children with men from the same region because it'll massively increase the chances, because thalassemia is so common in the northeast of Thailand that the chance of them having a child with thalassemia is too high, even if the male doesn't get checked for the trait. So she's pretty much been told by a doctor that she can't really have children with anyone from the same region, which is crazy, because that's very common advice to females and males of the region. And this guy has HA. Okay. So Punnett square, let's say we've got HA here. I don't, I mean, this is a square. Let's just go with this. HA. Okay, so, I mean, HA. Here we would have HA, HS. Here we would have HA. Haha. And here we would have hahis. So this would be, so the phenotype would be unaffected here. Is this really what biologists do just to work out something which is pretty clearly 50%? Even the common population here in Thailand know it's 50% because it's kind of obvious. If one person has like thalassemia trait, okay, well anyway. Sickle cell trait. Sickle cell trait. Okay, I've drawn a square diagram. I've identified the phenotype of each offspring genotype. What more do I have to do? All right, we'll go with that, 50%. Probability of a girl with sickle cell trait. She has to be a girl as well. Oh man, that's such a tricky question. Okay, because that's so gonna catch people out. All right, fine. But then, how does that change the diagram? Oh no, that means. Wait, I don't think that changes the Punnett square diagram. I think you can just say it's independent, right? So I can just say, okay, from this we can get prob of, hang on. Okay, prob of sickle cell trait equals 50%. Prob of girl is 50%. So prob of girl with sickle cell. I don't think we're meant to do a more complicated square with the girl and male integrated. I don't know how you'd even do that. Probably a girl with sickle cell trait equals just 50% times 50%, right? Yeah, I almost got caught out. Is that all there is to it then? All right, I can see how that's now worth 5 marks with that added thing. because gender is independently determined by sex chromosomes. Okay. Alright. I think I should get those 5 marks then, unless a Punnett square is something completely different. Without medical treatment, so this is the whole malaria, sickle cell anemia thing, which is the classic example of a disease like malaria actually being helpful. Frequently ill have a reduced life expectancy. The malarial parasite cannot live in the red blood cells of a person who has the HS allele. It is an advantage for people to have the HS allele in countries where malaria occurs. Wait, isn't it the other way around? No, he's right. Because malaria is much worse. Because malaria is lifelong. Whereas sickle cell anemia, as sad as it may be, it kills people off at an early age. Which is advantageous because then they don't raise the child to adulthood before the child then dies. Or later in life. So it's actually, practically speaking... Alright, how do we express this? So... essentially, we're trying to say that malaria is a much more like a much more harmful disease for a population to have overall. If a person has the sickle cell trait, this protects them against malaria, which is good, which is beneficial. The downside are, okay, first of all, a person with the trait will occasionally be ill. This is a smaller price to pay than dealing with malaria, I think. There is a chance of offspring having full-on sickle cell anemia. However, the child is likely to die at an early age, meaning the parents do not have to spend time, and it seems almost insensitive to say this, but it is extremely practical, and people in these countries do have to think practically. Meaning parents do not have to spend time and resources to bring up the child for it to... It's better for it to die early, if it's going to die at all. and are able to try for another child and hope they don't have sickle cell anemia. That's how it works in these countries. Some of their children will die. Okay, so it's subjective though, but I would say the scientist is correct. So the scientist is correct in their statement. HS allele is overall beneficial to life expectancy of population in these areas. Because malaria is a bigger killer, and also people face the risk of catching malaria multiple times. So you can't just catch it once and then survive. And then I know someone who caught it like 7 times. He was from Nigeria. He's still alive. But yeah, you can just keep catching malaria, that's the problem. And I suppose every time you catch it, you're kind of harming yourself permanently a bit. Yeah. Only 3 marks. I think I've said too much there. Okay, so the Galapagos Islands are located in the Pacific Ocean. Several species of birds called finches live on the Galapagos Islands. These finches are very similar to each other. So I guess finches were also brought up in Darwin's studies. I'm sure he referenced finches often. Medium groundfinch, small groundfinch. Kingdom, class, genus. Complete figure 15. So this is where we use the mnemonic. Kevin, please come over for gay sex. Phylum. Family. Come over. Oops. Order. Family. Species. Kevin, please come over for gay sex. Or if you're female, I guess you could do Karen, please come over for gay sex. Alright, so I knew that mnemonic would help me one day. That I got that from Community, the TV show. Give the binomial name of the medium ground finch. The binomial name. Use information from figure 15. What do you mean binomial name? Is it the name where it differs? What? Binomial name. Binomial, it means like separating into 2. So, I mean, it's at the species level. They are different species. That's, I mean, they said that in the description. Give the binomial name of the medium. Oh, is it like the Latin name where you have those two words? So what is it? Is it genus and species? Geospiza fortis? Is that how it works? Maybe. Geospiza fortis. I think you just take the last two, right? Is that how it works? So what human is Homo sapien? No. Yeah. The genus is Homo. No. Yeah. Yeah, and species level is sapien. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think that's how it works. In each species of finch, there was a variation in beak depth. Shows the relationship between the beak depth of parent birds and the beak depth of their offspring. So it's kind of linear. Give evidence from figure 17 that beak depth is an inherited characteristic. There is a clear linear trend in the graph which suggests that there is strong correlation between parents' beak depth and that of their offspring. I mean, it's 1 mark. What more do I need to say? This would indicate it is inherited. Otherwise, it would be random and we would see no trend. I don't know. All right. Scientists suggest that more than one gene controls beak depth. Give evidence from figure 17 to support that. More than one gene. Because there's still variation, so there is variation in the graph. The linear relationship is not perfect. This would indicate that there are multiple genes controlling the beak depth. Some might make it smaller or larger. Than the parents. Again, it's 1 mark. Isabella Island, medium ground finch, and the small ground finch are found. Daphne Island, only medium. On Crossman Island, only small. Okay. Isabella, we've got small and medium. Okay, Daphne, we've got medium. Crossman, we've got small. Okay. Those are the final questions. All right. We don't have much time left. About 13 minutes left. Both feed on seeds. The size of seeds eaten by each bird depends on the depth of the bird's beak. The range of beak depth of medium ground finches on Isabella Island is different from the range of Daphne Island. Explain what might have caused this difference. the range of beak depth. So on Isabella, the range is okay, let's write this out. On Isabella, the range is, so it's about 10 to 17. About 10 to 17 millimeters. On Daphne, it is about 8 to 12. About 8 to 12 millimeters. Overall, less beak depth. So I would say they're competing with the small ground finches, and that's why on Isabella they've evolved to have a larger beak. That way they're not in competition with the small ground finch. On Isabella, the medium finches are in competition with the smaller finches for seeds. It is therefore an evolutionary advantage for the medium finches to evolve larger beaks. This allows them to feed on larger seeds, which are not also getting eaten by the smaller finches. Improved survivability. On Daphne, there is no competition for seeds, so 8 to 12 milliliters is perhaps a good range given the availability of seeds. Evolution is the answer. Suggest why both species of finch are able to live on Isabella Island. Isabella Island. Suggest why both species of... Why wouldn't they be? Because they're not competing for the same seeds. That's... Now this is just this again. Maybe this is... Does that mean... This, I feel like I'm just repeating my answer now. Okay. Isabella may have a wide range of seed sizes available. Since the medium and smaller finches don't generally overlap in their ranges of beak size, it would appear that they can be mutually satisfied in their food needs and also are not in direct competition with each other. Even if they were in competition with each other, they could still coexist. On Daphne and Crossman, it may be the case that only a narrow range of seed sizes is available, making it difficult for the two species to compete and coexist. Is this what they mean? That's the end of the questions. Okay, there's one I need to go back and answer. I've got 5 minutes left. Was it compost? No. Yeah, this one. 6 marks. Alright, let's just say the laws were effective. And say why. Okay, 19. Mesh size. The mesh prevents young fish from getting caught, which have not yet reached the age at which they can produce babies, produce eggs even. This will help conserve herring population, and there is a notable upwards trend in population from 1984 onwards. Okay, what else? Fishing quotas, 1997. But I would say, okay, at 1997, I would say it doesn't look like that's actually affected the population much because it was already on an upward trend. I don't... Fishing quotas together reduce the amount of harm done to herring populations. We can see that these aren't the answers I would really give in real life, and I'm not sure what they want us to say. Increasing from 1907 onwards. Similarly, banning fishing in breeding grounds prevents population decline from overfishing, and again an upwards trend is seen from 1998. Whatever. At least I've addressed each law. I would say for the second, third, and fourth law, you can't really tell anything from this graph. It's too wild. Alright, well, there's only 2 minutes left. There's no point worrying about anything else. There's blanks here. Name the part of the DNA labeled X. So that's a phosphate. What's the pentagon? I don't know. What do I know is in DNA? There's like ribosomes or something. I don't know. I'll just say ribosomes. Okay. What type of substances are labeled A, C, G, and T? Oh, this one I should know. It should be general knowledge. What type of substances? Should I just do that thing? When I don't know, I just say proteins. I did that in this question as well. I think I've done better in this paper than paper 1 for sure. Especially in those 6-mark questions, I've probably got at least 2 or 3 in most of them. Okay, we're done. What's the total number of marks? 100 for each paper. And I'll look up the grades once I've got the final mark for that year. So yeah, I think I knew this material a bit better than whatever was in paper 1. Alright. Right, chromosomes. Correct. Ribosomes, no. It's sugar. Do not accept ribose. And proteins, no. Bases. Oh, of course it's bases. Like, I should have remembered that from Gattaca, the movie. Oh, I need to keep track of marks lost. They didn't ask many questions on reproduction, did they? When I was in school, reproduction was a huge part of GCSE biology. And for good reason. You want kids to know about reproduction so that they can not do it too early. Okay, so I lost 2 marks so far. C, G, T, A, yeah. I mean, that was just common sense, right? So that's correct. 15, replication. What? No, 115, replication. Protein, yes! And I was just guessing. When I don't know the answer to something, I just say protein. Because a lot of the time it is actually correct. So that's a tip for anyone preparing for their biology GCSEs. Just say protein. When you don't know the answer, just say protein. Everything is proteins at the end of the day. We evolved from just like chains of proteins that were floating about in the ocean. that eventually kind of connected together and formed like formed like tissues and stuff. It's all proteins. 3 times 10 to the minus 12. Yes, that made sense because it has half the DNA and the egg has the other half. Meiosis, correct. Oh yeah, thermostat. Thermostat. That made no sense. Put it in a bath of water. I mean, didn't I say that? But then it felt weird because how would you control the... After 5 days, you can't really keep that water bath. Oh, incubator. They would have allowed incubator. Why did I say thermostat? I could have said incubator. The problem is, what if it gets too warm? Okay, so I've only lost 3 marks so far. Have I? Let me check. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Amount of milk. Yeah. Alright. Draw a graph. Correct scale and axis labeled, all points plotted correctly. They don't show a diagram of what it's supposed to look like. Fine. I think I plotted it correctly. I'm giving myself the 4 marks. And I did a beautiful best fit line. Look at that. And it should be curved. It was curved. Allow tolerance. Yeah, I think I definitely deserve those 4 marks, I think. Alright. Similar shaped line drawn to left of 20 degrees line. Same start pH. Yeah. Alright. Movement would release heat. Yeah, that's what I said, basically. Wow, I'm actually doing well. 37.4, correct. Blood is cooled at the stomach or mouth. Blood flows to the brain. I didn't mention blood. It's what I was alluding to, but I didn't actually mention blood. You got to be thinking about oxygen not included. Speaking of which, I really feel like playing oxygen not included again. So is it 0 or 1 mark? I think it's... If we don't mention blood, I think that's just plain 0. I feel like I should have got a mark, but they didn't say anything about talking about ice melting, so okay. Oh, that was how you spell neurons, except no, 1. Okay. How? Via nerve neurons, via impulses. Wow, okay, that was... I don't think ADP is even a hormone. I don't know what I was saying there. Alright. Less sweating. Less heat is lost. Yeah. Sure. Blood vessels move closer to the skin surface. Oh! No, it is dilation of blood vessels, not move. Yeah, now that I think about it, blood vessels don't move. What was I thinking? They can't actually move. They're in a fixed place. It's dilation. Damn it. Yeah, what was I thinking? That's so stupid. Like, what would move them? Okay, this question. Oh, I don't know what you're supposed to say. Oh my god. Alright, indicative content. Digestion or large molecules to small molecules. Enzymes or named example. Respiration, production of carbon dioxide, release of mineral ions. Oh, I said nitrate. Why didn't I write it down? You can't harm yourself by writing random stuff down. It can all get marks. You don't lose marks for saying stuff. In plants, carbon dioxide taken in by leaves. Oh yeah, of course. Why didn't I? By diffusion, by... Okay, so I didn't say anything about plants. Yeah, I did not say anything about plants. About microorganisms, I did mention respiration. That's literally all I did. So it's definitely not going to be level 2. It's going to be level 1. Like, it's not 0 because there was relevant contact. I would say 1 mark just for saying respiration, but not even enough for 2. Like, yeah, 1. So that's 5 marks lost. All right. So it's right, left, right, left. Correct. So it has to involve organisms, basically, not chemicals. So nitrates in the soil is still abiotic. Grid and coordinates to achieve randomness. What? I mean, that's implied. Did I really need to mention coordinates? Just allow random walk or description of random walk for 1 mark. I just thought it would go without saying what random means, but I wasn't really answering the question. So is it 1 mark or 0? I mean, I did say random to achieve randomness. You get 1 mark for saying coordinates and 1 mark for saying to achieve randomness. I did mention randomly, so I think I mentioned one of those 2 marks that they're offering. So 1 mark. 1490. Yes. I just give myself 6 marks. That looks like 6 different things. Sample may not be representative of the lawn. That I did say. Too few quadrats. That I didn't say. Allow quadrats may not have been placed randomly. Well, I told him to place them randomly. Okay, fine. 1 mark. It's alright. I've only lost 14 marks so far. That's not too bad. Reflex actions. Immediate response. I said response. Automatic, no thinking, no conscious, involuntary. I think I didn't use those words, but everything I described indicates that there's no thinking involved. Ignore quick. Ignore reference to brain. Fine. I'm ignoring that, but still... Ignore examples, ignore action. Well, ignore everything. Okay, ignore the example. So example we don't look at. Ignore the bit about the brain. Ignore quick. get a mark for saying response. So the question is, do we get any other mark? Automatic, no thinking, not conscious, involuntary. I mean, without being processed by the brain itself, doesn't that basically mean no thinking? But then it also says ignore reference to brain. What? I think I only get 1 mark here. But it's not very fair. I don't know why they're not allowing reference to the brain. I think it's actually quite important to mention the brain, but whatever. Alright. Sensors in the skin detect a hot object. Receptor. I didn't say receptor. Electrical impulses pass along neurons. Signal. Yeah, I did say signal. I didn't say electrical. I did say neurons. I think I've said most of what they've... Okay, I think I get this mark. Synapse between neurons. I forgot about synapses. Okay. Synapses in spinal cord. Ignore brain. I said spinal cord. Muscle contraction. Alright, fine. I think I get mark 2. Or kind of like what they've said here. Sensory to relay to motor neurons. I've sort of said this. I think that's 1 mark. I've said spinal cord. And I've definitely said muscle contraction. So I think 3. It could be 2. I think 3 though. That's unfortunate. Slower. Yep, I said that. Is slowed. I said slowed than that. Longer lasting. Chemical hormone via blood instead of electrical. I said 2 of those things. God, it's the menstrual cycle. I don't think... FSH is the name of the hormone. So I didn't say that. Estrogen inhibits FSH production, stimulates LH production. LH stimulates ovulation. Progesterone inhibits FSH and LH production. Estrogen and progesterone maintain the uterus lining. I said a grand total of 0 of those things. Oh my god. There is nothing I can get marks for there. I even said high levels of estrogen trigger the release of an egg. It's the opposite way around. Estrogen prevents more eggs. So estrogen goes up when the egg is released. Ugh. A hormone is released which prevents any further egg release. I didn't say estrogen in that sentence there. Yeah, whatever. 0. I do not know about the female menstrual cycle, apparently. But if I asked a female this, they probably would be just as likely not to know this. Like, this is in depth. You have to mention all the hormones and stuff, so you either remember this stuff or you don't. Alright. From light, sunlight absorbed by... I didn't mention chlorophyll. I did mention from light. Okay, I think 1 mark then. I should have said chlorophyll. Krill is correct. Alright, so we lost 1 mark. Bloody pen not working. Alright. Algae. Yes, correct. This is mostly common sense. I don't know what those terms mean. Right, algae, krill, squid, mackerel. Algae, krill, mackerel. Correct. Only 1 mark. Right. Non-eaten parts. Oh yeah, of course. Oh. Excretion. Yeah, I did say excretion. Yes. I didn't say... Alright, I got 1 mark for excretion. Nothing else. %96%. Yep. Nice. Alright, I might get some marks here depending on what they're actually asking for. Okay. Small fish are not caught. I did so they can live long enough to produce. Yes, I did say that. Biomass have generally increased after these laws reduced. I did say that. 77 to 81 law resulted in increase in biomass. I did absolutely say that. I didn't say e.g., but they haven't actually said you need to give an example. 84 law resulted in increase in biomass. Yes, I said population, but I think that's fine. I think it's clear I was talking about the y-axis here. 97 law resulted in increase. 98 law resulted in increase. Everything resulted in an increase. I said everything for all of those points. Okay, for level 3, you need both for and against. I did not say against. I did say out loud, though. Yeah, I did say that out loud, but I didn't write it down. Other things could be causing those. It's not clear enough on the graph. Laws superimpose. I said all this. Why didn't I just write it down? It sounded like I felt like I was being too smart for the question, but no, you actually were supposed to mention this stuff. Okay, so I can't get level 3. But I would say that's a pretty strong level 2, because I said everything there, so I would say 4. That's alright. Mutation means less oxygen for respiration. Yes, I did say. Oh, well, yeah, I did say that. 1 mark, yeah. 23.5%. Yeah. Okay, we're doing good. Oh, okay, let's have a look at this. Father... Yeah, I mean, it's great. H-A-H-A, mother, H-A-H-S, correct derivation, correct phenotype for each derived genotype, 0.25. Yeah. Yeah. 5 marks. Alright, any 3 from. Points for... Any 3 from... Wait, what? H-A-H-A may die from malaria. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Okay. H-A-H-S do not get malaria. I did say that. I just didn't say H-A-H-S, but I did say... I said it here. So yes, I said that. Points 4. So yeah, I said that. Points against. So S. Okay, I didn't actually say against. I was fully supportive of the scientists, so I didn't say anything against. Judgment. If parents HAHS, then some offspring may become severely ill with malaria, and some become severely ill with sickle cell anemia. This is kind of very different from what I was saying, actually. I've said one of those things. I've not said anything against, and the judgment, I don't understand. If parents have the trait, then some offspring survive both alone. Yeah, that is basically what I was saying, wasn't it? That but I didn't say it in those words. I'm saying that if the HS allele is present, then you can have people that will survive, because occasionally be ill, but smaller price to pay than doing. Overall beneficial. Okay, I think I've sort of made that judgment, but in different words. So I reckon 2 marks, but I didn't say anything against. Alright, finches. Phylum, order, family, species. Gay sex to the rescue. Geospes are fortids. Ah, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, basically said that. Yes, variation, spread of results. Yeah, I said that. 6 marks here. All right. Colonizers. All right, I was talking about the seeds. So let's see. Large range of seeds on Isabella. Yes, I got that mark. More competition for seeds. Well, I didn't say anything about alleles. I just said evolution, because it's just that implies everything, but apparently I need to talk about genes and mutations. Alright, let's see. I did say larger range of seeds. One. More competition for seeds, food, and... Yeah, I said that. Right, I explicitly said that, yeah. So 1, 2, 3. I said that as well. Larger seeds. But I didn't really... I said evolution, but I didn't explain evolution. I would say 3. I got 3 of those points. Alright, finally. Wide range of seeds available. Yes. Less competition. Yes. Okay. So what did we get? Oh. I lost 32 marks. So we got 68. Better than last time, which was 54. So, altogether, No, I got 56 last time. Yeah. Alright, so we've got equals. So we've got 56 and 68. So we've got 124. We've got 124 out of 200. Does that seem right? I guess. 124. Alright, let me look this up. What grade did I get then? All that matters at the end of the day is the grade. Your numerical grade doesn't matter. When you apply to universities and stuff, you just have to give the letter grade, I think. Actually, you might actually give the raw grade, but I don't think they care about it. Alright, so let's see. November 2021. Biology higher tier, which is what I was doing. So to get top grade, grade 9, you need 130, which I didn't get. But that's surprisingly low. I was only 6 marks off the top grade. Surprisingly low boundary. I thought I did terribly. How were these predictions done? What predictions? Oh, these predictions. That was just me guessing what I would get if I were to do it now. So I said 6 because even though, well, there's a combination of 2 factors. One, there's a lot of specific terminology and stuff in biology that you just have to be learning it. So I wouldn't know a lot of that stuff. But on the other hand, I do actually know. I am quite good at biology, at least the general knowledge form of biology. I know a lot about reproduction and photosynthesis and all this stuff. So I could have done better than I did as a kid. Oh wait, I did do better than I did as a kid. Hang on, let me finish this. So I got an 8. Yeah, 114 was the boundary for 8, so I got an 8. Weird. Biology was a weird one though, because actually I was pretty good at biology as a kid, but we had a terrible teacher, cover teacher, for the entire year. They gave us a cover teacher and then they never gave us a replacement teacher, so we were stuck with Miss Hubble was her name. And we didn't learn much at all. Yeah, I'm surprised, but I guess I did say my prediction could go either way. I could actually do better than I did as a kid because I feel like I've actually picked up a lot of knowledge. Still though, if I were given this paper when I was a kid, I think I would have got a 9. Because I think I would have known all the weird stuff. It's just, biology was just a problematic subject because of the situation I was in. They gave us a bad teacher for biology. Everything else, I got 9s in because I was actually good at science. All forms of science. I have to do the whole lot for completion. Let's save that. Alright, I need to get some lunch, and later on I'll play Prey, because I kept meaning to play Prey and I kept putting it off, so yeah. Gotta play some Prey later. Alright, well, thanks for watching, Ku. Oh wow, that really went on long. I've been at it for 3 hours, so that's like 1 hour of chatting about GCSEs and stuff. Alright, well, see you next time. Oops, wrong button.